Now I'm going to give this a little whirl of transposing. Let's suppose we're playing in C. I have no capo on, so I go C, F, G, right? Now suppose I want to play that in D, or I just want to sing higher. If I move the C chord down 2 frets, C, D, and play it here, that becomes a D. And so if you listen, I'll play a D chord. Then I'll put the capo on the 2nd fret. So now you've changed the C chord. You're playing the C type position, but it's sounding to D. So, but if I do that, if I move the C 2 frets down, the next chord would have been our F, right? Well, when I do that, F, F, G, so F becomes a G if I put the capo on the 2nd fret. Here's a regular G. See, they're the same thing. And then if I go C, F, G, and if I move that, put the capo on and move the G down 2 frets, it should become an A. And so that way, you can count down, like if I'm here, if I have a C, now that's, my C would become a D, and all the other chords that I might play from my original chord sheet or whatever will be transposed so they fit. So like here now my C becomes a D. If I move this 2 down frets, my C becomes an E. Then you get a little tricky here because here it becomes F, only 1 fret, and then 2 more down to be a G. So if I go this, I think that'll be a G. I hope that comes out right. Can you hear that? So yeah. So, and you could do that without the capo too. I was trying to do that sort of Steve Zinn thing the other night, because I think it started, I have no capo on now. So like I think it started with an A, right? So I could do this. D, 2 frets, E, 1 fret, F, 2 frets, G, and 2 more frets, A. So that D slid down to here, it becomes an A. Let me just check. Can you hear that? So I can go, and this was D, E, F, G, A. You only go down 1 fret when you're going from an E to an F or from a B to a C. Otherwise, it's 2 frets, just like on a piano keyboard, the white keys. So if I go, so this is D, D, E, F, G, A. Here's your G. So in that song, it goes A, A, G, then it goes to a minor, which is the F sharp minor. So if you take this D minor here, see if I can play a D minor, my fingers don't want to do it. So if I go with D minor and I move it down 2 frets, I got an E minor. And I move it another fret, that's an F minor. This is F sharp minor, which is what it calls for. Here's my D minor. I'll go down 2 frets, I get an E minor. They use these a lot in the blues, by the way. So I could do that instead of doing I go so that goes what is it? A, and then what am I? A, and then G, and then F sharp minor, I think, E minor. It's just another way to do it. I think when Steve is playing, I didn't really look, but I think with open tuning, he's doing something very similar. It's just with the open strings, it comes out different. And you could play around with this stuff because, like, if I wanted a G, I mean an A to a G, and if you could play your bar chord, you take this F. This is not actually a bar chord. You just take your F and you slide it down 2 frets, and you get a G. That's something you can do. So, and then you move it 2 more frets, you get an A. So if you could kind of do the same thing going, because here's your A with an F shape on the 5th fret, then a G, an F shape on the 2nd fret. And then I was just doing the D minor shape in those same 2 positions. But if you get the hang of this, you can sort of just play around and see what sound you like. As you could also do, if you have your A here on the 5th fret and F shape, then you go up 2 frets, that's a G, go F, G, A, you go, and what do we need? F sharp, minor, and you folks were playing this the other day just like this with the 3 fingers down. So you could also do it that way, it might even be easier. And then open for the E. Anyway, you could just fool around with it. I personally like this one. But my fingers don't want to find this D minor for some reason. So that's transposing, and you could do that like if I'm playing G, going back to the original thing, if I'm playing G, and a lot of times we move that, it's the song is in G, but it sounds too low, we put the capo on, and then we're playing an A. And all the chords move with it, because if I'm going from G to C to D, the G will go to A, the C will go to D, and the D will go to E. So if I so here's my G. Actually, I'm going to play it here first. If I put the capo on the 2nd fret and play a G, that's a sounding chord of A. It's as though I'm playing an A. And my C, if I move it 2 frets, should become a D. Now I'll play a D and see if it matches. Hear that how it's the same? And then what was the other chord? G, C, D. And the D, if we move it 2 frets, should become an E. I'll put the capo on the 2nd fret, play the D. So you just get a different sound. And sometimes you could do this stuff without the capo if you're playing a chord that's just on these bottom 3 strings. Actually, blues players do that a lot. They're playing an E here, and they go something like that. And try that again. Something like that. Anyway, so that's transposing. The key is that when you put the capo on, you're moving all the chords in that song and not just the one that you started with.